ladies. Hello, gents. I am the founder of this wonderful organization, Walking Them Shoes. Welcome back to another YouTube video. I'm coming to inspire you. I'm coming to encourage you. I am coming to motivate, uplift, and all of those things. Ladies and gents, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for being a subscriber. If you're not, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Please, I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to, we want you to hit the like button, but before you hit the like button, I really want you to listen to this video. So I want you to subscribe. I want you, yes, to hit the like button. I also want you to comment, but most importantly, I want you to hit the reminder bell. So therefore you're notified when another video drops, so that way you can be a part of the Walking Them Shoes community and grow as an individual, okay? So it's your host, I'm your girl, Leading Lady Dar here, founder of this wonderful organization, Walking Them Shoes, which is the empowerment firm to help uplift, motivate, and encourage you on your journey of becoming. Ladies, I want you to come back. I want you to continue to come back. I want you to continue to connect with me, because I'm only here to inspire you. I'm only here to encourage you. I'm only here to help you. And not only just help you, but help you so that you can help someone that you know. So with that being said, the last episode spoke on embracing the shift. If you've been following me, whether it's on social media platforms or here on this YouTube channel, you know that your girl is about the shift. And your girl is not only about the shift, but she's also about encouraging you, that other woman, you, that other individual, you, that male, because a lot of males have been receiving more motivation as well. And I'm so grateful for the subscribers. My newbies, jump on board and subscribe to this channel. But the last video I spoke about embracing the shift. So today we're going to talk about what happens after you've embraced the shift. You ask, Dar, like, what happens after I embrace the shift? Now what? So stay tuned and I'll see you in the next video. Listen, now that you've embraced that shift, remember, you are not who you used to be. You are not who you used to be. And now you're walking different. Now you're talking different. You're seeing things different. So you're embracing it. And as you're walking, I want you to remember, ladies, no matter what come up, I want you to know that no matter what come up, you still got this. And I want you to keep reminding yourself of this, because now that you've embraced the shift, you get ready to be tested probably again. And as you're being tested and you're being tried, you're being tempted, you have to know that you're stronger than you think. You're stronger than you realize. Continue to embrace your shift, because if you remember back when you was in your mess, you know, so let's just think hypothetically, right? Here you are, you're in this mess, you're in this messy situation. And what happens when we're in a messy situation, we doubt ourselves, we belittle ourselves, we discredit ourselves. We don't give ourselves the props that we deserve. We don't really allow ourselves to be positioned in a place where we can be elevated. Because sometimes when we're in that mess, we're either hiding or we're either loving the mess that we're in. And in time, the mess that you're in, you will get to see, you will get a chance to understand and recognize that this is a messy situation and I'm better than this. This is a messy situation and I deserve better than this. I deserve more than this. And until you recognize that, again, going back to the shift, it's about you recognizing it in order for you to be able to move forward. But now that you've recognized it, now that you're moving forward, you're embracing this shift, where do I go? Think about this. When you begin to doubt yourself, when you begin to allow others to play havoc on your mind, or even the devil just comes to kind of steal the joy of you embracing your shift, you think about this. You have so much inside of you to give. You have so much inside of you. You have so much in your future, for your purpose to move forward. And you have so much to give, to share, to teach. You have so much inside of you. Don't ever forget that, because there's someone that's waiting to hear from you. There's someone that's waiting for you to show up. There's someone that's waiting for you to speak. So remember that. Think of this. I'm in my mess, right? And I am here. And I might feel like I'm growing a little bit, but it seems like you just keep running into this brick wall. You just keep stubbing your foot. You just keep stopping and starting and stopping and starting. And it's like, I can't get a grasp on things, right? You're growing, but I could tell you, as long as you continue to look back on the old, as long as you continue to embrace the messiness, as long as you continue to just focus on that mess, you may seem like you're growing, and maybe you are growing. Maybe the soil under your feet is growing a little bit of shrubs, and maybe you're growing a bush, right? But baby, you deserve so much more. Wouldn't you prefer to grow as a garden? Like, wouldn't you prefer to, have so much more? You know that God has so much more for you. There's so much more in store for you. But it's all about you embracing the shift. And now that you've embraced this shift, where am I going with this? You've embraced the shift. Now what? Now is you continue to allow God to guide you. You continue to allow God to guide you, right? And as you're allowing him to guide you, watch this path begin to open up for you. Watch doors begin to open up for you. And when I say the path open up for you, I'm not talking about just this path that's just a straight road to where you got to get to. There is going to be some detours. But guess what? Sometimes the detours, you'll see the most beautiful. You take the scenic route every now and again, right? And you see some of the most beautiful things, right? So embrace it. But as you're on this path, as you're on this road, embrace it, but you have to continue to allow God to guide you. And you have to keep reminding yourself. And if you feel as though you got to keep reminding someone else of who you are, and not who you used to be, but who you are now, then that's a problem. You might need to cut that relationship off, okay? You might need to disconnect the cord from that relationship, okay? Cut that line, cut that cord, cut it short, because you want to embrace who you are now. And you want people to embrace it and respect who you are now. So I want you just to listen in on this video as my daughter and I talk about the shift. As we talk about a shift that may have occurred in her life or my life or someone that we know, we're going to talk about the shift and why it's so important for you to embrace the shift. Stay tuned. Hello, ladies. Hello, hello, hello. Come on, hurry, 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 hurry. Come on in, have a seat, sit down, listen, watch. I need you to tune in. Ladies, gents, thank you so much for my returning subscribers, my new subscribers. Thank you so much for deciding to be a part of the Walk in Them Shoes community and coming over to YouTube to watch this video. I'm your host. I'm your founder of this wonderful organization, Walk in Them Shoes. Walk in Them Shoes is not just a statement. It's not just a quote. It is a lifestyle. It is a way of life. And it's so much more than just telling someone, you got this, sis, walk in them shoes. It's so much more to that. It's so much more than that. Walk in Them Shoes is an empowerment firm. It is an empowerment firm to help uplift, to empower, to encourage, to motivate, and none other but to inspire that woman to blaze the trail to success. So listen, as you're here today, I need you to do a few things for me. I need you to subscribe to this channel. I need you to like this channel. I need you to comment. Please communicate, comment with me so that I'll know how you're feeling, how you were able to receive this message, what this message did for you, and just tell me some things that you love to communicate about. And then I also need you to hit the reminder bell. This is important. Hit the reminder bell so that you'll be notified that when your girl drop another video, you'll be notified, and I would love for you to share this video. So it's a few things I'm asking of you as I sit here before you today to share, to teach, to empower, to mentor, to coach, however you want to receive it. I am here, your host, your girl, Leading Lady Dar. Thank you again, y'all. So listen, y'all see this right here? I want to give a few shout outs to a few people, okay? One, today is a very important day for me. Today is February 5th. Today is the day that my mother was called home, February 5th, 1996, 27 years ago, that my mother, my leading lady, my queen, my empowerment specialist, my biggest motivator, my cheerleader, the love of my life, my mother, this queen, oh God, listen, this queen was an empowerment specialist, and I had no clue what an empowerment specialist was 27 years ago. But my mother, my love, God rest her soul. May she continue to rest in glory and in peace with our Father. So shout out to my mother, Brenda Carter, who I love so much and miss dearly. I dedicate this video to her. I also want to dedicate this video to my daughter, Tyeasha Williams, who will be joining us on this video as well. And I also want to dedicate this video to my grandbaby, Mackenzie Carter, who made this for me. This is a rose. This is a petal. This is a rose. My sweetheart, my baby girl. That's my buttercup, my baby, my buttercup. I'm so blessed, y'all. I'm so blessed, and I'm a bit emotional. But she made this for me, and shout out to her teacher who assisted her in making this very beautiful, beautiful rose. And ladies, if you know me, gents, if you know me, everyone, you know that your girl, Leading Lady Dar, love roses. I love flowers. Take a look at this rose. We'll take a look at this rose because look at the petals. There's so many layers of petals all formed into one. Delicate, and that's us ladies. Roses remind me of us as women and how delicate we are, how layered we are. We're good and some bad, but we're layered. Just the quality of a rose is so important. Just the texture of it, our texture. I mean, it's defined by so many beautiful qualities, and that's us ladies. So I thought I would share this today because the topic for this video is now what? Is now what, okay? So my last video, I was speaking on embracing your shift. So when I asked you to just embrace the shift, y'all know what shifting is. The shifting comes to shake you. It doesn't come to, it won't come to tear you down, but it's going to come and it's going to uproot some things. It's going to come and destroy some things. It's going to come and really do some things that may have you feeling a little bit unnerved, a little bit concerned, a little bit uncomfortable. But that's okay, because the shaking and the shifting is only going to help shift you into newer levels. And new levels, that's what you should want for your life, but I know that that's what God's plan is for our lives. And in order for us to get to that next level, there has to be some things that have to happen in our lives to get our attention, or else we'll just be going through daily life just doing what we want to do. And we know that when we do the things that we want to do, I mean, some of those things are great, but then there's some that can destroy us and hurt us and hinder us. So on today, you asked, or some have asked, Dar, now that I've embraced my shift, now what? What do I do? Where do I go from here? And I'm reminded of, where do we go? Oh my God, I don't know. Listen, y'all know that's me. Is that Stacy? Oh my God, that song is in my head. Where do we go from here? That's one of those songs from, you know, when, back when. All right, let me stay on track. But where do we go? Now that I've embraced this shift, now that I've embraced this shift, where do I go? What do I do? How do I do it? What's next? So y'all in for a treat. This might be a little longer, an extended video, and just bear with me. Bear with us, bear with me. But your girl, Lady Dora here is coming to let you know this. What's next? It's still up to you to decide, to determine what's next. So the book Shifted to Speak on Success is written for those who want that change, those who are willing to embrace the change. And even if you're not, if you don't even know right now, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know what I want to do, I don't even know about embracing the shift or embracing or wanting to change, read the book, sis. Read the book, so therefore you'll know you need to do some things for yourself. Work on you. Challenge yourself to work on things that will help you with personal development, and it will help you in your personal life, and it will help you socially, it will help you academically, it will help you professionally. Personal development is going to help you all the way around. Okay, so I want to just throw this scripture out here for those of you who need a biblical foundation. 2 Corinthians 5 and 17, and please, 5 and 17. I'm reminded of this scripture. Old things are passed away, and behold the goodness, and we're embracing the good, right? And I'm not quoting that verbatim. I'm not quoting that probably as accurately as it's written. But when you come to Christ, old things are passed away. You forget those things, right? Old things are passed away, and you're now renewed in that newness, right? Somebody dropped that scripture, and I believe it's 2 Corinthians 5 and 17. So just drop it in the comment if you know it, if you can resonate with that scripture. So now that we've embraced this shift, you're asking your girl, even Lady Dara, where do I go from here? One, I want to tell you this much. Listen to the video clearly on my daughter and I having just a candid conversation about a shift in our lives that took place. We just want to share on, okay? And I think it will help you to understand that, one, you're not the only one that's being shaken. You're not the only one whose foundation feels like a drill has been drilled into the concrete of the foundation and shook you to the core. So keep that in mind. You're not the only one. But here we are. Now we've decided to embrace the shift. What's next? Because what's next is not as easy as even embracing a shift. It's a little bit better because now you've recognized where you are, what's going on, and now you decided that I'm going to embrace this shift, right? So in order for you to embrace the shift, you got to still be in tune with God and know that I want better for myself. So now that your mindset is focused on wanting better and doing better, you're going to have people from your past to remind you that, girl, I remember who you used to be. Girl, I remember when you was running the streets with such and such. Yo, I remember, dude, when you was out there doing this, doing that, and this, and that, and that, and some. So you're going to have those people to remind you, but I want you to do this. After you remind them of who you are now, after you tell them to go ahead with that, after you remind them and tell them that that's who I used to be, that is not who I am now, I want you to walk in that confidence, and I want you to own your shift. I want you to own the fact that you embrace this shift. Because now that you've embraced the shift, baby, you get ready to be shifted for success. Shifted for success. Yeah, shifted for success. That's for you. That's what your girl, even Lady Dara, is encouraging you to do on today. Embrace that shift. Listen. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Walking Them Shoes YouTube channel. I am your host and founder of Walking Them Shoes, the empowerment firm that inspires women to blaze the trail to success. I'm here today to talk about, again, the book, Shifted to Speak on Success. I'm here today to encourage you to shift for success. Before we go any further, I'm going to ask you to do a few things. I'm going to ask you to subscribe to this channel. I'm going to ask you to, after subscribing to this channel, check out this video, but I want you to subscribe to this channel. I want you to like this video. I would love it if you would comment on this video. I would also like for you to share. So listen, this is a special video. This video here is not only to inspire you, but it's also to acknowledge the lady that I have sitting next to me. This video is dedicated to my mother, Brenda Carter. 27 years ago, on February 5th, 1996, I lost my mother. She lost her life, her battle to lung cancer. And it's okay. Like, I've worked through these feelings, I've worked through these emotions. So every now and again on February 5th, I get a little bit emotional. So this year, I decided to dedicate a video to her. So it's a little bit emotional, but it's a good emotion because of the things that I do, the path that I've chosen, or the path that was laid out before me, which was God's purpose for my life, is a motivational speaker, inspirational speaker, a mentor, and a coach. So those are the things that I'm passionate about, and those are the things that I work diligently and dedicate my life to doing. So on today, last week's video spoke about embracing your shift. This week's video is going to not only tell you or give an example of not just my life, but my daughter's life and how she was able to recognize the shift and also embrace her shift. And then after she embraced her shift, where did her life go and how did she put one foot in front of the other? Because that's what walking them shoes is all about. Walking them shoes is not just a statement, it's a way of life. It is the way that we put one foot in front of the other during trials and tribulations in our lives, after the trials and tribulations in our lives. And I thought, what better way to kick off the month of February? Because you know, for the 2023 new year, Dara is not going to be sitting here just talking to you. I will be hosting interviews, some live and some pre-recorded interviews with other women who are filled with so much love, so much compassion, so much dedication in the things that they do, to come on here to inspire you with the stories that they lived out and the stories, the things that they faced in their life that help transition them into the woman that they are today. So I want to introduce to you, now we're dedicating this video to Brenda Carter, who is my mother, but I'm also dedicating and encouraging, as I too am being encouraged by the lady that's sitting next to me today. And I'm going to introduce her because, not because she's my guest, not because she's my daughter, because she is a phenomenal woman who have took her life to new levels in spite of the challenges, in spite of the difficulties, and she's here today to share. So let's welcome my daughter, Tyeasha Williams. Tyeasha Williams, I won't tell her story. I'll let her share a little bit about who she is and what she do. So welcome.
Hey, Mom.
This is candid. We comfortable. We're like lounging. We're just really coming to inspire women to blaze the trail to success. And then the only way we do that is to really kind of rub shoulders with one another, lean on one another, pick up the phone and cry in that ear, lean on that shoulder. And this is what we do. But today we are here to just share how we were faced with different trials in our lives, different challenges and obstacles, and how as women we push. Yes, we push as in pray until something happens, but we push. And how do we do that? So Tyeasha, are you aware of the book that your mother wrote, Shifted to Speak on Success?
I mean, yes, because I seen you writing it every day, but I am aware of it. I am.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So that book is written to not only talk to entrepreneurs, but talk to women as a whole. Talk to anyone as a whole. Anyone that wants to take their life from one level to another level, whether it's personally, socially, mentally, physically, professionally. Shift. The word shift, S-H-I-F-T, means to move from one place to another. But in life, everything doesn't go smooth. In life, everything doesn't go forward. Sometimes we go backwards. And in that shift, whether you're shifting backwards or you're shifting forward, it doesn't feel good. Am I right?
Right.
So Tyeasha, in her profession, she's a nurse. She is a registered nurse, and
I'm not a registered nurse. I am a licensed practical nurse, but I am still a nurse.
Yeah, she is still a nurse, and I'm sorry, I stand to be corrected. But when I say registered, meaning that she is legit, not a paid nurse. What they call that? Like those nurses that are out here paying for licenses and registrations and all that kind of stuff. No. She is a nurse, and although she's sitting next to me today, looking like she's about 12 years old, she's not. She's not even in her 20s. She's over 20. So we're reaching and we're targeting the younger woman as well as the middle-aged woman and as well as the older woman. So sit back and relax and just enjoy the conversation that Tyeasha and I are having this evening as we project our voices so you can hear us. Mm-hmm. So the book shifted to speak on success. I'm not here to talk about me because I think y'all know enough about me. I know enough about the transition, the things that I went through in my life. I share my testimonies, I share my trials. But I'm here today because I think as women, we grow from hearing how someone else went through something and they were able to get themselves out of that rut. They were able to see where they were and decided that this is not where I want to remain. This is not what I want for the rest of my life. And they decided to do something about it. She decided to do something about it. I didn't have to push her. I didn't have to encourage her. She decided this on her own. So, Tyeasha, can you tell me, was there ever a time in your life that you felt like, I deserve better, I want more, what can I do to make a difference in my life?
I think so. Yeah, it's like a lot of times, but more so like when I was probably in nursing school and I realized like it was like so stressful, like really stressful. And then I was a mom, a full-time employee at Penn. And it was just like so much stuff on my plate. And at the time, like I had a partner who I felt like wasn't really like supportive of me trying to succeed. And so like a lot of times, like I would talk to my family, but I wouldn't tell them everything. I would just deal with everything like by myself internally. So then one time I was at clinicals and I realized like, you know, like I had my child in one of the situations that I didn't feel was the best at the time. And I just was like, you know what, like something has to change and I just want better for myself and for her. So I just, you know, went with God at this point. Whatever he said was going to be, and I ain't never looked back since. So that's that.
So, give it up for you. Pat yourself on the back, and I really commend you for pushing and having the desire to change. Because a lot of times in life, whether you have a little one that's looking up to you or it's just yourself, a lot of times we don't really see ourselves in this mess. And you can be in a mess, and I spoke about that earlier, that you can be in a mess and not even aware that you're in a mess. Or you can be in a mess and think that, you know what, I'm okay. Some growth is better than no growth, which is true. But sis, if you're in a mess, you're in a messy situation, as I said before, that soil under your feet may be growing some shrubs. That soil may be allowing you to grow a bush, but why settle for a bush when you can grow a garden? Like, in other words, why settle for where you are? Why not go after the goals and all of the things that life have to offer you? She's a single mom. She was a single mom working full-time, as she said, and she was with someone that was causing some stagnation, that was causing some frustrating times, some challenging times in her life. And she could have stayed, she could have allowed that situation to keep her there, but she saw something. She saw something in herself. And one of the things that I can relate to is that when I was younger and I was 18, 19 years old, I was in this relationship that was toxic. And as much as I loved this man that I had these 3 children by, I wanted a family. I knew that that's what I wanted. But at the same time, the toxic relationship was like, this is not what I want. And I knew life could be better. but I wasn't sure how I can make it better. But I can tell you this much, every time I say, well, you know what, I'm gonna stay, it'll get better. I'll stay, it'll get better. I'll stay, he'll change. I'll stay. Every time I thought I could convince myself that things would get better, I just kept feeling more hurt and more pain. And it wasn't until I looked into my baby's eyes that I felt like that change has to come, and it has to come now. And the only one that was going to make that change was me. God gave us the free will, but it's up to us to make the choice to say, I want to change. And it sounds like that's what Tyeasha did when she looked at her baby and she's like, listen, this is what I want. I want to change. I want to do better. So did you find yourself at a point at this crossroad where as though you wanted to either work on a relationship or work on you or work on life, meaning like you wanted to better yourself? In other words, personal development, all of what I talk about in this book. Do you feel as though you had to really dig deep and work on yourself, or it was just like, you know what, let me hurry up and get out of this situation?
I really had to look at everything, like the whole picture, as opposed to like when you have a kid, like you want the family, you want it to work, but sometimes that is like selfish in a sense, because you don't see like the drama that you stay in, your child has to grow up in. So
drop the mic. I
realized like, okay, this is not what's good for me, and it won't be what's good for my daughter long term. So I guess I had to do like personal development and like really relearn myself, because I was a mom too, so like I forgot who I was a little bit. And then I was also on something that emotionally and mentally like took me on like a real roller coaster. So it was like personal development, I guess. But also like I knew it was better for my daughter if I left.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that you made it out. I'm glad that you made it through, and I'm glad that you decided to work on personal development, because when you work on personal development, and I'm sure many of you that is watching this video know what personal development is, but personal development is working on yourself. And I don't care what area of your life you feel need to be changed. I don't care what area of your life you see where your strengths are and your weaknesses are. I do know this for sure, that working on personal development, when you're working on yourself, it is only going to enhance whatever area you're weak in. It's only going to enhance a better lifestyle for you. It's going to take you to new levels. So that's why your girl decided to write this book, Shifted to Speak on Success, because it's personal development. And I dedicate this video to my mother because 27 years ago, I didn't know anything about personal development. 27 years ago, I didn't know anything about empowerment specialists. I didn't know any of these things, and I was about 25 years old when I lost her. So here you are, a 25-year-old, here I am, a 25-year-old with 3 children. I didn't know anything about personal development, but I knew that where I was at, I didn't want to remain. I knew that I wanted better for myself and for my children. I knew that receiving $248 every 2 weeks in cash assistance and probably about $400 or $500 a month in food stamps was not going to sustain me and my children. It wasn't going to help me take care of my children. And I knew that, you talk about living paycheck to paycheck, that wasn't going to cut it 3 days after getting that public assistance. It wouldn't cut it for me, so I had to work on me. And the reason why I dedicate this video to Brenda Carter is because she was teaching me at that time so much more about working on yourself, bettering yourself, becoming a better person so that you can live the life that you desire and the life that you deserve. So Tyeasha, here you are now, fast forwarded a few years, you're a full-blown nurse, you're working, and you pretty much can set your own schedule, right? Isn't that a luxury?
Right.
So that's rewarding. So, to give hope to some of the ladies out here, whether you're younger or whether you're older, when you see yourself in a situation, know that you too can overcome it. Know that whether you have a small child, no child, older child, you too can overcome it. It is never too late for you to reach success. And as I say in my book, that success to all of us is different. Yes, success to me is looking at the purpose in your life, looking at your life's purpose and fulfilling it. But success right here was to Tyeasha. She wanted to become a nurse. She started out as an MA, and as she said, she went to high school, passed high school with A's and B's. She was truly a great child. She was a wonderful student who received all A's like so many years. I mean, so many times she made honor roll. Like she really did her thing in school, in high school. But she managed to put herself in school to become a medical assistant, and she felt like this not enough. She not only put herself through medical assistant school, she started working full time and knew that there was much more that she wanted. And she decided to put herself through school, and now she's a nurse. And she's raising her daughter with same values and a greater skill set. Like she's giving her daughter hope. She's giving and instilling in her daughter that there's so much more to life and that you do not have to settle. So for those of you who decided that you're going to settle and that you're going to remain on the floor of defeat, as I say that my organization is that empowerment firm that help women get up off that floor of defeat, this is an example. She's an example of getting up off the floor of defeat. I'm an example of getting up off the floor of defeat because I could be still in the North Philadelphia area receiving $248.50 every 2 weeks. Lord, do you know? Listen, that's nothing. Like,
it's not anything.
What can you do with $248.50?
I mean, when I was on welfare, y'all, I was getting $158 every 2 weeks. So, and that's the thing too. Like, I wasn't stopping it. You know, once I did get my medical assistant job, it was just like everything just wasn't enough because I still had to take care of her needs and mine. So I just kept going. So that's what you gotta do. You gotta keep going until you happy with the price that you're at financially. You know what I'm saying? And like, it's just, my story could go on for days and days and days. Like really the mental journey, emotional healing journey, like everything I feel like I've done. So it's like I'll speak on it because I want people to like, I want young girls and young boys even to like be better than what their situation is, because there's always hope. Every day you wake up, you have hope. You should have hope because you just want to keep going and keep going and keep going. So you'll be fine. You just gotta believe in you.
So Tyeasha, one other thing I want to share is that you and your sister have an organization. So when you talk about hope and you talk about wanting more, you decided that as I'm still striving for more, I'm going to help someone else. So you and your sister formed an organization called
Save a Mom Foundation.
Wow, Save a Mom Foundation. And I'ma just say this, y'all. One of the keys to being successful is to not only work on yourself, but as you're working on yourself, you're willing to help someone else. That is key. That gives us success right there because there's value in it. You know, we talk about giving value, having value, and walking this thing out in life. But as we're trying to work on ourselves, we can't forget about others.
Right.
We can't forget about others because there once too, besides my mother, there was once too older women in my life that took me under their wing, that showed me the ropes, that taught me, that mentored me. And I see now my daughters are doing the same thing by doing their foundation and offering single moms some hope and assistance.
And single dads too. Like, let's not exclude them because some the single dads are just as amazing as moms. But I guess in the beginning we just was targeting moms. So that's that, because we are single moms. We only see it from our point of view. So, but now with a lot of people commenting, it is like some good dads who still need help too. So
shout out to the fathers. We give a shout out to those single fathers, not even just single fathers, but we give a shout out to the men who are standing up and taking care of their responsibilities. You do have some men, and we do have an audience of men that really support the Walk in Them Shoes channel. So thank you for those men who are on board, are subscribers, and they really tune in and they also give feedback. You know, and for those men who are hurting, There's a lot of men that are hurting out here, and there are, you know, we do focus on women. I know focusing on women is what I do because that just comes second nature, you know, and helping a woman. My organization, Black Women About Business, is No Woman Left Behind. The tagline is No Woman Left Behind. And that's what I strive on doing. But as far as men is concerned, we as a whole in society, our Black men are struggling tremendously. You know, so we do need more men on board to do some of the things that we're doing, such as this, you know, being able to share our stories, being able to, you know, share our hurts and our pains. And I don't know if you had a chance to listen to some of my podcasts. A few months ago, I did a series of divorcing the pain of your past. And the only way for us to be able to move forward and be able to embrace the newness, embrace what God had for us, is to let go of the trauma and let go of the past. Some of us are so traumatized and we remain that victim. We have that victim mentality as opposed to having a victorious mentality. I don't know about you, but the pain in my past, I can never forget it. But I do know that I do allow it to keep me motivated. And as opposed to becoming a victim of my past, I am a victor, and that's what I mentor and teach women to do. There's pain in all of our past, and some of us have it buried. Some of us want to sweep it under the rug. Some of us don't even want to deal with it. Can you give an example of what one can do if they're dealing with the pain of their past?
I just feel like you have to make peace with it in order for the present to actually be a gift to you. Because
stop it! Ooh, you gotta what? She said you had to bury it.
No,
and you gotta
you
what?
gotta make peace.
You gotta make peace with it, right? And say it again.
You have to make peace with it so that the present can be a gift to you.
Y'all, did y'all hear that? Woo! Listen, that's phenomenal. That's you. That's one of those things. Maybe we should put that on the shirt. That was good. That was some good stuff. So yes, I hope y'all hear this young lady sitting here. She's phenomenal, y'all. And I'm not just saying this because this is my baby, but I've seen her growth. Like, I see how passionate she is about getting to not just $1. She's not just passionate about getting to $1. She's passionate about making a difference in her life as well as her daughter's life. These are generations here, y'all. My mother did the same thing for me. And I think I did the same thing for my daughters. And now I'm watching my daughters do the same thing for their children. This is amazing. This is a blessing to me. And I thought it would be just so joyful to come into your living room, into your car, and just share our stories on how we were able to overcome, how we were able to get through. And as I dedicate this video to my mother, Brenda, I'm also dedicating and congratulating my daughter here, because y'all don't know, when I met this little lady right here 31 years ago, I had no clue that I was going to lose my mother within the next few years. But this young lady sitting next to me is almost like the splitting image of my mother, like the splitting image. And when I say she's small in stature, but mighty in strength, like small in stature, I mean, she has my mother's figure, she has my mother's attitude, she has my mother's, like, down to her feet. And y'all seen that, y'all know I told y'all about that in one video before. But everything, but God knew what he was doing when he allowed me to birth these twins. He allowed me to birth these twins who at 3 pounds 2 ounces and 3 pounds 7 ounces wasn't really supposed to make it. But God has the last say so, and he allowed that these twins, 3 pounds and 2 ounces, 3 pounds and 7 ounces, were able to make it, underweight, some health issues, but within those 30 days, God took care of all of that, discharging them babies, and they have been growing ever since. Not underweight, one is short, one is tall, but not underweight, but healthy, and not only healthy, but healthy and strong and striving and thriving and making a difference not only for themselves, but also in the lives of others. So I'm really grateful for this, y'all. For the month of February, I'll have a few other videos And it's going to target women, of course, you all know. And I do have some videos where I'm interviewing men and sharing their stories on how they too are able to walk in those shoes. Do you want to leave the people with anything on tonight, Tyeasha?
I can't really think of anything like super decent to say.
Were you getting teary-eyed?
No.
Oh, okay. Your eyes look glossy. Oh, okay. I'm keeping it together. I am. I'm keeping it together because I can be a bit of a crybaby. But I wanted to share that now that you've embraced, you said, Dar, what's next? I've embraced this shift. So what's next for me? So now that when you're in a shift, right? When you're going through your trials and your tribulations, you have these ups and you have these downs, like you're hurting. And I went through a period in my life, y'all, where it was tough for me to see the other side. It was tough for me to look at, so you all know, we do the possible, but God does the impossible. It was hard for me to see even God doing the impossible in this situation. But sitting still and spending that time with God, calling out to God and making sure that I, one, separate myself from those that meant me no good, and two, focusing more on God and his plans for my life, allowed me to be able to not just embrace the shift, because before we embrace the shift, we got to know that we're being shaken. We got to know that something is going on here, and it's not just the trouble that I got myself into, but it is God getting my attention. And once we know that and we embrace that shift, all right, God, now you got me where you want me. Now I'm ready. I'm walking this path. What do you want me to do? Now that I'm walking this path, what you have to do is this. Remind yourself that you're not the same person that you used to be. You have to remember that. And sometimes you may have to remind other people too when they try to bring up your past and say, oh, I remember when you, or I knew you when you were. No. Remind them before you tell them to get out of your face, before you tell them to go here with that, just remind them that you are not the person that you used to be. And now that you realize that, you continue on and continue to walk with God and seek him for all things. And know this, I said it in my previous video, what you mismanage, God is not going to bless. And that is whether it's your time, whether it's your finances, it's your emotional health, it's your mental health, it is your physical health. You mismanaging whatever it is, God is not going to bless it. So reel yourself in, sit down, get some things in order, and know that in order for you to be able to walk in them shoes, you have to be clear and be honest with yourself. Be clear and honest with yourself. Know where you are so you'll know where you're going. You have to know where you are, and you have to plan for your future.
Absolutely. Oh, another thing. This been on my mind for like days now, right? This is just about life in general. If time waits for nobody, why should you wait for somebody? Or why should you wait? Right? You understand that?
Say it one more time.
If time waits for nobody, why should you? Meaning, any opportunity that you feel like you want to take, go after it. Do it. Because we don't know when our time is up, right? So you just gotta, try to strike as many goals as you can. And a goal every day should be to like keep living, because a lot of people are suffering from like some real things that they battle by themselves. So make it a goal every day. One goal that you can complete every day is to just keep going.
Goals are important, and I can't stress it enough. Get you a planner, get you a journal, get the writing. And it's not about keeping score, but it is definitely about smashing those goals. Check, check, check. So, anything else you'd like to say? Miss Tyeasha Williams, thank you so much for joining us on today. Thank you for being a part of the Walk in Them Shoes community. Here, ladies and gentlemen, is a young lady striving and thriving here in her world. And she's doing her thing. So we want to give it up for Tyeasha Williams. Thank you so much for allowing me to talk with you and just having this candid conversation. I really do hope that this resonates with some of you. I hope that it inspires some of you. And listen, I can't stress enough. Stand tall and slouch for no one. Stand tall and slouch for no one. This organization is to empower you, to inspire you, and to help you to achieve the success. No, it's just not about a t-shirt. It's more to it than life. It is your life. So stay empowered. It is your girl, Leading Lady Dara here. Thank you so much. I need you to do these things for me though. I need you to like this video. I need you to subscribe. I need you to comment. I would love it if you would share this video.
Share it.
Share it.
Like it. Subscribe to it.
Yes.
Do all the stuff you're supposed to do on YouTube.
Okay. Yeah. It is. We get ready to do a TikTok or something. Oh, okay.
I don't TikTok.
Oh, she on TikTok. Oh, okay. Okay. All right, y'all. It is your girl, Lady Dara. Thank you so much for really subscribing to this channel. Thank you for joining. Thank you for sharing. And I sure hope that this was a blessing to you. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.